September. Yeah, getting there. So September 4th, which means we're in the heat of the summer. Got a hurricane coming at us. It's reached its maximum force, I think, yesterday. Hurricane Category 4. So it's strong, but they all do that. They come across the Pacific, and when they're in the Eastern Pacific, they gather strength. And as soon as they hit the Central Pacific, where the water's not quite as warm, they start falling apart. But at the moment, it's headed our way. We don't know exactly which way it's going to head, but probably sometime around this weekend, we'll know for sure. What's my favorite time of day? Sun's coming up, 6:15 and 6:30, so sun's already up, but still my favorite part of the day, 5:30 to 7:30. Working on our first movement, which is a full 45-foot container from the big box in Alamoana. Going over here to a big box in Salt Lake where they have their off-site warehouse. So they'll offload the extra freight and dunnage, and then they'll reload it for freight and dunnage going to the distribution center in the mainland. So stand by, offload, reload, and then take this 45-foot container to the shipping terminal, Sand Island. Nice, easy run to get the day started. It's like 45 minutes of work spread out over 4 hours. So I don't mind it. So as long as you keep yourself busy, it's not too bad. If you just kind of sit there and try not to fall asleep, to me that's kind of tough. But if you can get up and do things and get some projects done, get caught up on paperwork, that kind of stuff, plan out your week. It's always something to do. Walk around the block. But yeah, we're heading over here to the Salt Lake area. First movement of the day. 8:37. Well, that big box transfer took half hour shorter than it usually does. Guess that's a good sign. But we brought the big box transfer into the shipping terminal, checked in with dispatch, and they gave us an LTL to bring back to the yard. So we just hooked up to it. Now let's see if there's any problems with it. This is how I spend about a quarter of my day every day, is just making sure equipment is roadworthy. It's a never-ending chore. So I won't know until we take the container out, but a 9 usually means either solar panels, as in lithium batteries, or motorized equipment like lawnmowers. some reason that looks funny. I'm not sure why. Oh, I think the only thing that is the container's high. We're gonna find out right now. Part of the day, and it's also the easiest way to get hurt. And the hustlers don't have to do that, so they sometimes don't care if the tractor's not in its stall correctly. So you end up with stuff like this. Makes my job a little bit more difficult. Think they care? Another good one. That's what happens when you forget to roll down your landing gear. It's like this area's got bad juju or something. Lights, lights. Seals, mud flaps, lights, lights, lights. We are looking good. Sheesh. Don't know what happened. Let's check the brakes. Feels good. We're out of here. We made it to September already. September is, to me, probably one of the best times to come to Hawaii, even though it is the heart of the hurricane season. But it's when the kids go back to school. So things kind of settle down on the, back when I was a tour bus driver, you know, you get rid of the families and the kids and you get into the serious tourist. But it also is like one of the slower months of the year as far as tourism goes. So I guess that's why I like it. It was just after the busyness of summer, September would come along, kids would go back to school, and you get a respite. Then the holiday season would start, and that's a different type of tourist. And then as soon as the New Year's came, you would get the premium tourist. First 3 months of the year. In freight, it's a little bit different. In freight, September marks the beginning of 12-hour days, and that'll go right until New Year's, and then it'll ease off. So there's more work than anybody can handle right now. Come in early before the shipping terminals open and work until the shipping terminals close, and that's the way it's going to go. Probably end up working some night shifts, working the weekends. Yeah, it is the busy time of year. Probably the best time of the year to get hired. They'll burn you out your first 3 months. Anyway, making our way back to our terminal. Our LTL back to the yard and put it on dock 3. Checked in with dispatch. He gave us a couple of clinchy runs. Number 55 on the community list is a container that was delivered to the Sheraton Princess Kailani here in Waikiki. We've been tasked with retrieving the empty, taking it back to the international shipping terminal, dropping the empty, and then picking up a full refrigerated container, going down to the Unicold storage facility by the airport. Another very clinchy area. It's just really tight. Stuff that I haven't done hundreds of times before, so it's no big deal for me. But if it was like your first time doing these 2 runs, it's really easy to get stressed out a little bit. So we're in Waikiki, home of the tourist. #1 industry in Hawaii, tourism. Waikiki, 2 miles long, 4 blocks wide, 1.7 square miles, 100,000 visitors. Right in this little spot. So we're in a very pedestrian-rich environment, along with very few commercial drivers. So you just got to be head on a swivel. You don't want to hurt anybody or anything. And it's really not an area designed for tractor trailers, so getting them in and out of here can be a little bit of a struggle sometimes. And I'm kind of curious as to where they've put the container. If it's out on the street, or have they tried to park it in one of their parking areas. We will see. So right in front of us, the Airport Express. I did that for like 3 years. Working for Trans-Hawaiian at the time. It was called HATS, Hawaii Airport Transportation. We took people from the airport to their hotels in Waikiki. Back and forth all day long. I enjoyed it. I was one of the few drivers that actually did it with a 57-seater bus as opposed to a van. So it's a little more challenging. You get 50 people on a bus going to 17 different hotels, you are in for a little bit of a stress test. Because the #1 question when people get on a tour bus is always, how long till we get there? And when you got 17 stops and it takes 3 minutes per stop, at least 3 to 5 minutes per stop, it adds up pretty quick, especially after being on a plane for however many hours to get to Hawaii. But yeah, that's what I did for about 3 years. Hawaii Airport Transportation Services. Same job this guy in front of us is doing. And most of our vehicles were these vans. and we had 2 buses, and they were basically overflow. And certain times of the day, when the little vans couldn't keep up with what was going on, we'd bring out the big buses and fill them up. Wasn't the best, I wouldn't say it was the best customer service ever, but we got the job done, is what I'd say. It's kind of like what's going on right now. We got way more work than we can handle, but we'll get the job done. Just got to give it some time. We'll get there. So here on the right of us is Fort DeRussy. Fort DeRussy is a U.S. Army base located right in the center of Waikiki. It's used primarily for recreational purposes. It's the home of the Halikoa Hotel, big military hotel, often considered one of the busiest hotels in the world because it's 100% occupied year-round. Has been for as long as I've lived here. You have to have Department of Defense credentials in order to stay there. And it's right on the beach. It's really nice. Usually when my wife and I come to Waikiki, because she's a veteran, we'll often eat there, or we'll go to their snack bar and get something to go, especially on Friday nights, and go out on the beach, because right on the beach every Friday night they have fireworks. So that was one of the very first dates my wife and I went on. Cheap picnic on the beach, watch the fireworks. We actually did that quite a few times. It's pretty nice. Okay, making our way out to Kalakaua Avenue, the main drag through Waikiki. You might call it Main Street. We call it Kalakaua Avenue. Making a left onto Kohio Avenue. What do you call the road off of Main Street? Back Street? Kohio Avenue goes right down the center, right down the spine of Waikiki. So it gets a lot of the commercial transportation, including the public transportation, the bus, like the one to the left of us, going past, on its way to Ewa Beach. My wife and I, we normally would come down to Waikiki 2 or 3 times a year just to walk around and see what's going on, see all the changes. We haven't done that since before COVID. So it's been like 5 years since we've come to Waikiki. And because of COVID, most of the, at least half of the restaurants and stores and shops that we used to be aware of aren't even around anymore. COVID wiped them out. It's all new stuff now. So we thought it was time to do that. And as soon as my wife's up to walking around for 4 to 5 hours, we're probably going to do that. Probably sometime soon. She's getting there. That's when the tourists start creeping out. They're going to make their way to their tour buses, and their taxis, and their rent-a-cars. Get away from all these hotels and go out and explore the island. That's usually the mindset. Here, looks like it's slated to be torn out. It's always right of us is the International Marketplace, which you might call the center of Waikiki. Where one of our big boxes are located that we take care of. Just around the corner here is the Sheraton Princess Kailani, so you have to be on the lookout for our container. Where could it be? So it's not on the street, so I'm thinking it might be down to the right here in this parking lot. Yep, there it is. Okay. Garbage man coming out. We'll let these guys get out of the way and then we'll go in. It's busy because there's a major parking structure in the back of the hotel here, so going to be a steady stream of cars coming in and out, and with that container there, it's blocking one of the lanes, so it makes it that much more fun. So we'll make the hookup and take this back to the International Shipping Terminal. That's it. We can shut it down. 4:23. Shipping terminal stayed open late tonight till 5:45, but we got all our LTLs off the ship, so we're going home. 11 and a half hours is enough for one day. But we came in at 5. We'll be out of here at 4:30. We did, I think, 10 movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 movements. We drove 110 miles. All in all, pretty good day. Started off slow. Got to go into Waikiki. Went to the cold storage. Went out to Campbell. A couple of LTLs. Yeah. Tomorrow, same thing. We're going to start off with the big box transfer and then play it by ear the rest of the day. I kind of like that, not knowing what you're going to do next. Back when I first started, I hated that. I wanted to know what my whole day was going to be so I could stress over it. But yeah, it seems like when they give you all the work up front, you're just trying to keep up before before it all falls apart. We're gonna head on home. We got salad made, we got beans, we got rice. Just cook up some meat. I got some thinly sliced pork chops. So, gonna cook up a batch of those. That way I can have them for lunch the next day. Pork chop sandwiches. That is it for today. Thanks for watching. Aloha.